Shoal. It draws a Zami, and Manalik is the last card. At 4 lands, he declines to Persecute. Do you like that play? What's the Persecute there for if you're not going to run it out on turn 4? Does he have a second Black Source? What's the land on the right?
He's got, no, that's one of the, that's the Moaning Well, I think. Or
oh, so he only has 1 black mana. That's why he can't Persecute.
Right. Yeah, that's Mirren the Moaning Well.
Second Signet from Asahara. We know he has Enduring Ideal in his hand, but he's not going to run it out into an untapped blue.
Well, he's got Besiju in play.
Why didn't he run out Enduring Ideal then?
Enduring Ideal costs 7.
That'll do it.
And there's the...
So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He'll have 7 mana next turn, including the Boseiju.
It's a Watery Grave.
Oh, there's the black mana for the Persecute. Wow. Just in time.
But
no, there's the Mana Leak from Asahara.
Do we have a Disrupting Shoal here from...
He doesn't have a 2-mana spell to pitch.
Doesn't he? What's under the... Isn't that a Mana
Oh, he
Leak?
has a Mana Leak. Why didn't he pitch there? Why did he not pitch Mana Leak to Disrupting Shoal? There you go, Akira Asahara! Akira Asahara is through to the semifinals!
The unwinnable matchup.
3 games to 1. Why on earth doesn't Carvalho pitch Mana Leak to Disrupting Shoal there and counter the Mana Leak?
I have no idea. I'm stunned.
What just... Carvalho shaking hands, shrugging? I don't get it. Well, whatever happens... Carvalho's had a spectacular weekend. I mean, you got to give the guy credit for the result that he's managed to put up. But I don't quite understand that play.
Did he use Besiju to pay for the Mana Leak?
Oh, wow. He did, didn't he?
He used Besiju to pay for the Mana Leak.
He used Besiju to play for the Mana Leak. Akira Asahara is the master.
That was wonderful.
That was spectacular.
Asahara... There was nothing Marcio could do. Marcio played that game perfectly. Our bad.
Yeah. Boseiju for the Mana Leak makes the Mana Leak uncounterable. Akira Asahara uses Boseiju to defend his hand, uses Boseiju to resolve an Enduring Ideal. Marcio Carvalho scoops him up, and you know what? Congratulations to Pierre Canali.
Congratulations,
Pierre Canali.
You're the Rookie of the Year.
Clinches Rookie of the Year.
I hope he comes back. He was going into Tokyo. He wasn't sure if he'd need to come back for the ceremony.
Yeah, he said he was just coming back. He knew he was probably winning Rookie of the Year, so he's off sightseeing, but we expect him to be back in time for the award ceremony.
He was distraught that he might not win.
They're done. Go to another table. All right. 1, I guess.
Wow.
Oh, 3.
Yep. So we're going to go and look at which match now?
So 1 finish, Katsu 1.
I guess we're going to actually get a chance to see Frank Karsten in action.
Meanwhile,
good deck versus...
hold on. Another update. Congratulations to Katsuhiro Mori. Katsuhiro Mori has taken Game 3 from Shuhei Nakamura, and Katsu is also through to the semifinals.
And do we have an update on the Tomohiro Kaji Andre Coimbra match?
I think they're still in Game 2.
And Kaji's up 1 game in that match, correct?
Say again?
Kaji's up 1 game in that match?
I have Kaji up 1-0 over Coimbra. Mori through to the semifinals, awaiting the winner of that match. I believe Karsten and Ding Liang might still be in Game 1 here. And I have Asahara through to the semifinals, awaiting the winner of this match.
Karsten thought these were going to be very, very long games.
There you get a good look at Frank Karsten. The Dutch player is making his second top 8 in Japan this year. He did well in Nagoya.
With the list, he's also the man responsible for Vile Affinity.
And there's Ding Liang, the Singapore player. Through, I believe this is Singapore's first top 8 ever at the Pro Tour level.
Wow, I didn't realize that.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, no, I once you said it, it sounded exactly right. It hadn't occurred to me before. So what it is, there's a lot of stuff in play here.
So there is. Looks like Ding Liang has Moloku up and running. He's attacking Frank Karsten.
There's a lot of L's and...
Game 1. Discuss this.
I heard something about Goryo's Vengeance.
Is everything locked down by Yosei? I mean, Karsten's deck is a Greater Good deck, designed to sacrifice dragons to Greater Good. He can keep that running with Goryo's Vengeance. Just try, once he gets the engine up and running, he just tries to sack dragons as much as possible.
It's funny, Frank Karsten wrote about this deck about 2 weeks ago.
Sure.
On one of the major websites. Mike Flores and I were pretty upset about that. We had planned on using this as the third deck for the team PTQs.
Funny. There's another deck Aaron Forsythe is playing in R&D, by the way. Forsythe's got all the wacky decks figured out.
I remember when we were doing some 9th edition drafts the last time I was out in Seattle, and Aaron was very, very happy about Greater Good. He kept cackling every time someone would use it. Guy's nothing but trouble, Aaron Forsythe. Sylvan Scrying, Greater Good, Urza Lands.
So Karsten does have a Kakushu in play, along with a Divining Top and an Elder, so he can reshuffle off the top. Leong's got Moloku, but all his stuff is pretty much tapped down right now.
Is that what, are we in the aftermath of a Yosei?
That's my guess.
Karsten's looking through his graveyard.
I'm sorry, what's the match score there?
Looks like he's going to attack. Guess that's the decision.
Are they between games?
Attacking with only Kakusho.
Yep.
And a Moloku token gets in the way. What?
Yep.
But Frank just passes the turn. And Leong isn't untapping. So yes, we do have a Yosei situation here.
Update on the other match going on. Tomohiro Kaji, it's actually, they just finished game 3. I missed the game 2 update. Kaji leads 2 games to 1. So Coimbra and Kaji have split 2. Kaji had taken that first game. So Tomohiro Kaji just needs to win one of the next 2 to set up a third Japanese player through to the semis. He wants that date with Katsumori in the semifinals. Coimbra alleged to have the better matchup, but now he's trailing a game, and pretty much everyone acknowledges Kaji's also the better player there.
Kaji's a fantastic player, and very, very experienced at this level of competition. This is Andre's first Pro Tour. And
That's right.
We've seen the effects that playing your first Pro Tour and reaching the top 8 can have on a player.
It can go either way. I mean, some people seem like there's no pressure because it's already more than they'd ever dreamed of doing. Other players feel tremendous pressure and sort of collapse.
Andre seemed to be feeling the pressure.
You think?
Yeah, he looked very uncomfortable this morning. He didn't.
Interesting.
Players also, the scrutiny of the top 8.
Right.
Can a lot of players won't hold up well to that.
Yeah, I really think it depends how confident you are in your own playing ability, right? If you feel like you understand what your deck is supposed to do, then whatever. You're not constantly living in fear of doing something wrong. But if it's not a deck that you understand all the ins and outs of, then the fear starts nagging at the back of your head.
I think I see a Yosei on top there for Karsten and a Kakusho. So Frank Karsten is going into the tank here, trying to figure out what to do with this the top of his deck. It looks like he's got a couple of different options.
This is a marathon game 1. They've been playing for well over 45 minutes.
And somehow only 4 points of damage have been dealt in the game. Karsten's taken 4. He's just, there's so many decisions with a gifts-based deck. I'm sure Karsten has to go into the tank on every play.
I'm glad we're holding you. And thank you.
Karsten's counting his mana.
This has got to be the point where the judge starts thinking about slow play, right? I mean, 45 minutes is a long time to play one game of Magic.
I mean, there are a ton of decisions, and
No, there are a ton of decisions,
is
but
untap, and he has Moloku, and
part of high-level
Magic mana.
It's still, though, part of high-level Magic is being able to make difficult decisions in a timely manner.
Karsten's one of the great thinkers of the game. He had very detailed notes on this matchup when I talked to him before the game, and he will think and think and think and think. I mean, I don't. There's no advantage to playing slowly when you're in a top 8 match.
No, I mean it's not like there's a clock, but
you are responsible for playing in a timely manner.
That's true.
And okay, sounds like we're gonna. This has been a 45-minute top activation. I don't even think we've.
Well, here goes Kakushu into the red zone. And yeah, this looks like why there's only been 4 points of damage. Ding Liang continues to make Moloku tokens and chump block that Kakushu.
Carson's making a player final. It looks like Wrath of God here from Frank Karsten. If that's the case, I'm really not sure what there was to think about.
I think Frank just understands more about what's relevant and how to gain these teeny tiny advantages than the rest of us do. He's just seeing potential edges that.
Well, he was also setting up his next 3 draws with the top, deciding which dragon of the many dragons on top of his deck he wanted to draw. Yeah, when he was flipping the top, it looked like he was trying to decide whether he wanted to draw a Kakushu or draw a Yosei. So, and that's so Carson's actually up at 21 now, and Liang is at
and there's
15 with the ability from the Kakushu. So we're waiting for a score update on the screen.
All right, well, Frank Karsten has cleared the board. Ding Liang had Moloku in play when we got here. Karsten put together a turn of Wrath of God plus Yosei. Kakushu went to the graveyard, so there's another little life swing there. It looks like Karsten's in. Certainly the board has taken control of the board position. I haven't gotten a good look at Ding Liang's hand yet.
It's still pretty
Looks
good.
like he's got Moloku.
2 Molokus.
He's floating Mana Leak, Forest, and Forest on top of his library with his top. And finally, Ding Liang gets to untap.
Ding is another player who's, we've talked about these players coming out of the Grand Prix circuit.
Sure.
Ding is a pretty regular fixture on the Asian Grand Prix circuit. He
won in Kuala Lumpur.
Kuala Lumpur in 2002. I think got 3 top 8s, maybe 2 top 8s on the Grand Prix level. Sort of well known. When I was in Grand Prix Hong Kong, Gabe Walls and Antonino DeRosa and those guys were hanging out with him, doing a lot of drafts. He was bringing people around to the local stores for draft nights.
That's cool.
So what do you think the play here is, Randy? Do you just trot out Moloku?
I think so.
Karsten just gave the thumbs down. I don't think he believes he's winning this game.
He
was just giving the thumbs down to someone off screen. It looked like someone said, "Hey, how you doing?" And I don't think. Looks like he was talking to Kaji.
Oh, interesting.
Doesn't look like he thinks he's good. He must realize that with that handful of cards, Ding's got to have some. Got to have a Moloku or a Keg or something like that in there that's gonna give him fits. Yeah, the score hasn't been updated on the screen yet. It's actually 15 Liang and 21 Karsten, like we mentioned earlier. When the Wrath of God killed Kakushu, there was a 10-point life swing. So now it's been updated, but doesn't look like from Karsten's face 21 life's going to be enough. He looks he's hard to read. He's not a very animated player. But the thumbs down pretty much might be his tell. What's going on the message boards, Randy? Anything interesting yet?
Yeah, I was just poking in. I hadn't been a lot of action so far, so I'm just catching up. Yeah, we do. BDM and I both have laptops in the booth, so those of you listening on the internet are interested in trying to get a question in, We're going to try to poke at the message boards. I think I'm about 6 pages behind right now, so.
Wow. I hadn't looked at them. That's there's a lot. Yeah.
I'm going to skip a couple pages.
When we started this, there were only 3 pages of posts when we came into the booth. Of course, we've been in here about an hour. About 2 turns in the Karsten Leong match.
Yeah.
So I definitely, we'll scroll through and we'll try to catch up. But I would definitely like to hear from anyone who's played the Ghazi Glare deck, what they think of the deck and what they think, what the weaknesses might be, and what they think its chances are of getting through to the finals.
They saw the Boseiju play right away.
Yeah.
Some of them. Yeah.
Well, you can't see what we're looking at, but we have like 4 flat screen monitors in front of us with a couple of different matches going on at one time. It can get a little confusing. We'll get it right eventually, and we've got Mark Bird dogging us in the seats. So
yeah, Rosewater keeps wandering over to the booth and pushing messages up against the window,
holding up signs like "You're dumb," "I hate you," and he used Boseiju, stupid.
What do you think of Akira Asahara's matchup now that he got by Marcio Carvalho? Does he suddenly become his tournament to win? That was the one bad matchup, right?
Ding can offer some resistance. He has some counter spells. He's got the hinders and the mana leaks. He can offer some resistance to Enduring Ideal, which is really the vulnerability of that deck is counter magic.
Right.
But Frank might have some real issues with that deck.
Well, Frank has played Kakushu in addition to his Yosei. Ding gets to untap with Moloku in play.
I feel like you should automatically win if you have Kakushu and Yosei in play. I feel like it should be like in a,
It's not clear they beat Moloku plus, 8 mana?
At least 8 mana. I mean, he's been picking up mana, so he has more land in hand, too. Mark Rosewater, how much mana is that? Not a lot of banter here in the match. Both players are pretty focused on their cards. Yes, I can.
We're actually holding Game 4 of the Tomohiro Kaji Andre Coimbra match, so we'll make sure we get those guys a chance to get on camera. Just going to see how Game 1 plays out between Ding Liang and Frank Karsten.
This is reminding me a little bit of Berlin Worlds. With Ferrari's Wake.
Yeah, those were green-white decks, too. It's all the green-white decks' fault. Green-white, not the fastest color combination.
Okay, I'm going to be very focused on talking into the microphone here, apparently. I've been bad booth etiquette. I've been chastised by the mysterious voices in our ears.
Is Albertus Law from Singapore?
Albertus Law is from Singapore.
Oh, so Ding Liang was not the first Singapore player to make top 8. Albertus had a top 8. I believe Pro Tour Barcelona?
Yeah. Albertus is...
I say I believe. Actually, RB Harpy believes.
I believe he's correct. Albertus is a great player. He was here this weekend. I'm always hoping he'll do well. He doesn't go to nearly as many Pro Tours as he's qualified for. Really interesting deck designer. Really solid player. Technically excellent player. So we've got Kakushu, Keiga, and Yosei in play along with Moloku. It's like a Legends convention here in Game 1. How do you think this plays out, Randy? Just Moloku for the win?
I don't know how Karsten gets through. I mean, I think he's just stalling, trying to draw into greater good. He's going to have to win this game, I think, by making his dragons leave play, not by attacking with damage.
Sort of a perverse strategy.
It's how it works, though. I mean, if he came up with another Kakusho, for example, Boom, there's 10 life, right?
And if it's or if he comes up with greater good, that's 5 life, 5 cards.
Exactly. Maybe a Goryo's Vengeance. Yeah, I think that Carson is basically stalling, trying to find greater good.
Even a shuffle effect at this point. He doesn't seem very happy with the top of his deck.
Well, it doesn't include greater good.
So he'd be happy seeing a Sakura Tri-Builder at this point.
Sure.
Give him 2 shots to churn up a new good card.